AUDUSD was one that people requested, and we'll take a look at gold next. So Aussie dollar catching a little bit of a rally here, seemingly finding some support off of this low. So we'll mark this as our demand zone. So a little bit of strength coming in. I think Aussie dollar still to the downside till something changes. The thing is, right, a lot of times traders will try and focus so heavily on the reversal. For me, this is a sell until it changes directions, right? I don't know when that direction change is going to come. It's very, very hard to call a reversal, and I try to stick away from it. My goal is to look at something like AUDUSD and say, okay, well, if it rallies up into this zone, right, it's in a downtrend. The edge finder gives me a sell bias as it has for weeks now. That would be a sell for me, right? Looking for continuation moves. So if I'm looking at AUDUSD, very, very simply just going to follow the trend here until it tells me to go ahead and quit trying to follow it, right? And for me, that would probably mean a breakout here, right? Higher lows, higher highs, but we don't know that that's coming, right? We know right now what we're seeing, which is a strong downtrend, and a pop into that area to me would be an interesting sell opportunity on something like AUDUSD. So in fact, let's take a look at the edge finder for AUDUSD as well. Ivan says, can I buy CAD yen? You can do whatever you want, Ivan. You know that. So AUDUSD, let's see. If we're taking a look at this pair, what we see is -5 overall. We get the commitment of traders data, which tells us, okay, the Aussie, look at this. The Australian dollar in terms of COT data is very much on the short side of things. We have the Aussie dollar just very, very much 67% short. So that ratio of hedge funds being very heavily on the net short side of things is really interesting. We have also, of course, the inverse for the dollar, which we keep talking about, a 79, roughly speaking, percent long ratio on the dollar. So definitely the dollar being the favorite of the two currencies right now in terms of hedge funds and big players, smart money, whatever you'd like to call them. And then retail sentiment, the exact opposite. 69%, nice, of retail traders are long. So if we know that they're trying to buy this thing and this thing is continuing to trend down, I mean, we sound like broken records here on the channel, but this is really what trading is about. You're supposed to sound like a broken record. You're supposed to sound, you're supposed to repeat yourself and go over and over on these concepts. That's what real trading looks like. Real trading is not just gut shot calling things all the time. It's just following trends and looking for opportunities. I made a tweet this morning. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I've become a lot more active there. I heard something of this nature and I wanted to echo it in a tweet this morning. I was listening to a podcast and actually, I was listening back to a podcast that I did with Sam KB. Some of you guys might know Sam KB. I did a podcast episode with him this past week, and I was listening back some of the content, and he made a great point that I absolutely love, and I kind of stole it and made it into my own tweet. But the idea, the echoing idea was, if the trade is there and you've done your back testing, you take it, right? If you have something in front of you, right? Let me ask you guys, if you were looking, if I told you I had a coin flip, right? Heads or tails, and the coin flip was 60-40. If it was a 60% chance it's going to be heads, 40% chance it was going to be tails. You and I were sitting across the table from each other. If you had the 60% odds, you would take that bet every single time you could, right? That's how trading should work too. But you have to wait for the setup to really come to you, right? So when I'm looking at setups here, I have a lot of ideas on the dollar here today, but it's not quite at my level. I'm waiting for that setup. I'm waiting patiently to take that opportunity, but you would take that bet every time. And that's how trading is supposed to work.